Picture this, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, two titans, two egos, and two of the most polarizing figures in modern America. Both are used to commanding attention, shaping headlines, and never backing down from a fight. Their personalities are larger than life, and their ambitions even bigger. Their feud has been as public as it is personal, playing out in front of millions on social media, in interviews, and across the world's newsrooms. Their relationship? It's been a wild ride, starting with mutual praise, then spiraling into headline-grabbing spats, and generating enough drama to fill an entire season of reality TV. Every twist and turn has been dissected by pundits and fans alike. Yet in June 2025, something no one saw coming happened: peace talks. The world watched in disbelief as rumors of negotiations began to swirl. Allies from both camps, desperate for stability and tired of the chaos, tried to broker a truce. The stakes were high, not just for Trump and Musk but for the entire country. It was a long shot, like asking two sharks to share the same tank without biting. The tension was palpable, and no one knew if either side would blink first. The feud had hit a boiling point. Trump, never one to hold back, mocked Musk's black eye in the Oval Office and even threatened to pull government contracts from Musk's companies. Musk fired back, calling Trump a liar in front of cameras and on social media, and even going so far as to suggest impeachment. The insults flew fast and furious, with each man trying to outdo the other. Still, their teams pushed for a ceasefire, hoping to end the daily spectacle that dominated headlines and exhausted the public. The world was watching, waiting to see if either side would give in. The idea of these two sitting down, even metaphorically, seemed absurd. But maybe, just maybe, there was more at stake than anyone realized. Could their rivalry finally give way to something bigger? The stage was set for a showdown, or perhaps, against all odds, a miracle. The world held its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. Why risk it all to bring Trump and Musk together? On the surface, it might seem like just another headline-grabbing feud between two of the world's most powerful men. But beneath the drama, there's a high-stakes game at play, one that could shape the future of American business and politics. The answer is simple: power, influence, and money. But it's also about control, over markets, over public opinion, and over the levers of government. When titans like Trump and Musk clash, the ripple effects are felt far beyond their own empires. Trump needed Musk's support, or at least his silence, to pass a major legislative bill. Without Musk's cooperation, Trump risked losing key votes and facing resistance from the business community, especially those invested in technology and innovation. Musk, meanwhile, wanted to protect his business empire from political fallout, especially after Trump revoked key EV mandates. The stakes for Musk weren't just about policy, they were about the survival and growth of his companies in a rapidly changing regulatory landscape. Their public fights sent shockwaves through markets and social media, making allies desperate for calm. Investors watched nervously as headlines shifted, and every tweet or statement had the potential to move billions of dollars. If these two could align, or at least stop attacking each other, it would mean smoother policy, less chaos, and more control over the narrative. It would also reassure both Wall Street and Washington that stability was possible. For Musk, it was about government contracts and subsidies. For Trump, it was about legislative wins and economic stability. Both had much to gain from a ceasefire, and even more to lose if the conflict escalated. The stakes? Billions in business, political capital, and the direction of national policy. The outcome of their rivalry could tip the balance for entire industries and set the tone for future government-business relations. The threat of more market turmoil, like Tesla's 15% stock plunge, made peace seem not just desirable, but necessary. The cost of continued conflict was simply too high for everyone involved. For their allies, the rewards of a truce outweighed the risks of continued war. In the end, brokering peace between Trump and Musk wasn't just about two men, it was about the future of power, profit, and progress in America. The push for peace happened in secret. Late-night calls, careful emails, and tense negotiations. Allies worked overtime trying to cool tempers after weeks of public insults and threats. Trump claimed he fired Musk from a government advisory role. Musk called it a lie and threatened to pull SpaceX support. The stakes were high. Trump needed Musk off his back to pass his bill, and Musk needed political cover for his companies. News outlets reported a real effort to stabilize the relationship, with even billionaire Bill Ackman urging both sides to stand down. For a moment it looked like a breakthrough was possible, but in this high-stakes game, peace was always fragile. Just as the atmosphere began to settle and hopes for a breakthrough were rising, Musk detonated the peace process with a single tweet, one that would send shockwaves through the political world. On June 5th, in a move that blindsided both supporters and critics, He accused Trump of being in the Epstein files, publicly, on X, for millions to see. There was no evidence, no supporting documents, just a bombshell accusation that instantly reignited the bitter feud between two of the most influential figures in America. The allegation was radioactive, dragging Trump into one of the most toxic scandals imaginable, and putting him under a harsh new spotlight. Overnight, allies' hopes for a truce evaporated. The possibility of compromise seemed to vanish in an instant. The timing was brutal. Negotiators had been close to progress, working late into the night, but Musk's tweet blew it all up, leaving everyone scrambling. The fallout was immediate. Shock, outrage, and a sense that the feud had reached a point of no return. The political landscape was suddenly on fire. This wasn't just another spat over policy, it was personal and it was public. The world was watching every move, every reaction. The digital grenade Musk tossed into the conversation made reconciliation nearly impossible, shattering any remaining trust. The world watched as the fragile peace talks collapsed in real time, with headlines flashing across every screen. The next chapter promised even more chaos, as the fallout from Musk's tweet continued to ripple through every corner of the political arena. The reaction was instant: media frenzy, political scrambling, and social media on fire. The White House dismissed Musk's claim, pointing to Trump's past distancing from Epstein. Trump expressed disappointment in Musk, then pivoted back to his legislative agenda. Musk faced tough questions about his own ties to Epstein's circle. Any hope for peace vanished. Back channels went silent, replaced by damage control. Tesla's stock took another hit, and the feud's fallout spread from politics to business. The question now: can these two ever reconcile, or has the feud become too toxic to fix? In an age where tweets move markets and personal grudges shape policy, the answer may shape more than just their legacies.